Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my Chinese Grand Prix race review, weekend review. We've had our first sprint of the season, our first new Grand Prix winner of the season, and our first double DNS of the season, which is crazy. Just want to start saying congrats to Kimmy. It was amazing to see how much it meant to him. Sorry, I think the camera's slightly wonky. I know that annoys some people. It was amazing to see how much it meant to him after the race, him getting emotional. That's what Formula One is all about, letting people achieve their dreams that they've had since they were a child, and seeing how much it means to them is what Formula One's all about. It doesn't matter who it is. When you see someone achieve their dream, that's such a special feeling. Kimi definitely deserves it. He did an amazing job in qualifying. Obviously George was a bit on the back foot in qualifying, but Kimi made the most of it. He could have easily made a mistake, and George did still get a lap in, and Kimi just kept up with all the pressure of the Ferraris and of his own teammate and just everything, and barely made any mistakes during the race. So he definitely deserves it, and it was amazing to see him on the top step with Bono, and it was also amazing to see Lewis get his first podium for Ferrari. That was amazing, and to have him, Kimi and Bono all on the podium together was definitely a sight to see. It was lovely to see. So I think in that respect it was a very good race. I also would say the racing was good, and action wise, like shock wise, it was a good race. But because there was a lot of DNFs and DNSs, it was like quite a shocking race. But it's a good thing that that when the McLarens didn't start, that it was a race at 7 a.m. because if it was for the sprint at 3 a.m, I think I would have gone back to sleep. But I also very much support Ollie Behrman, so him getting P5, super impressive. Him now being P5 in the drivers' stand-ins is insane. He's such a good driver. He's shown his talent a lot. He made a lot of rookie mistakes last season, which has gotten him a lot of penalty points, but I think he's really proven his form this season. I don't think he's done stepped out of place, made a mistake yet. So we'll see how long he can keep it up. I have complete faith in him. I think he is best of the rest. I can't tell. I think Haas is best of the rest, but Esteban Ocon just isn't showing up as much as he could be. But Haas and Alpine are definitely best of the rest at the moment, because we also got Pierre Gasly points and Franco Colapinto points, which is amazing to see. All of everything. Everybody seemed to have quite a good race. Obviously, such a shame that Gabriel Bortoleto, Alex Albon, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri all couldn't start the race. I'm glad Oscar had a good enough sprint on Saturday, because him not having completed any laps in a Grand Prix so far is crazy, and I hope this momentum doesn't carry on, because it's not looking great. The McLarens are looking like the third fastest car, but we actually have to start a race and complete a race to be the third fastest car. So it's a shame that it was both of the cars as well. And being a Lando fan, it was just really painful to wake up and realise that he wasn't in the pits, and it was like the formation lap, and then realising he wasn't going to come out and start from the pit lane is annoying. I hope they get their head around the car soon, because obviously they were such a dominant team last year, so it's really strange to see. But I do believe they'll be able to figure out at some point, just maybe not as early on into the season as we would like. I think the things fans want to see is Ferrari developing a bit, just so they can, obviously they are bringing the race to Mercedes, but Mercedes are always getting 1-2s. And we're only really bringing the race to Mercedes right at the beginning, because we have good starts. I think if Ferrari managed to develop a bit more and can actually fight with the Mercedes during the race and not just at the starts, that would be really cool to see, finally get some competition. Also, I just really want to see a Charles win. It's been ages since we've had a Charles win. or obviously a Lewis winning a Ferrari would be iconic, but just like someone else. But obviously I'm very happy for Kimi's first win. He very much deserved it and it was lovely to see. But let's get into my predictions for the weekend. I made predictions on the sprint race and then predictions on the race and the Grand Prix. So let's start with my sprint race. I said sprint pole would be George Russell, and that was correct. He's had very good qualifying form. Obviously, he had an issue on qualifying for the Grand Prix, but other than that, he's had amazing qualifying form. So I mean, it's quite obvious that one. And then I said Charles Leclerc would win the sprint, just because I thought the Ferraris would be able to get ahead on the first lap, and because there's no pit stops and it's a shorter length, Charles would be able to hold out, and unfortunately that didn't happen. That might have been a bit of wishful thinking, but I was thinking if we're going to get a Ferrari win at any point, it's more likely to be a sprint where it's a shorter race length and we can stay ahead of them. But unfortunately it didn't happen and he ended up third. And then I said second would be George Russell, and he was first. And I said third would be Kimi Antonelli, and he was second. Another Mercedes 1-2. The team is looking very good. Kind of scared of what that means for the rest of the season, but I'm also happy for him. And I love Toto, so it's great to see him looking happy instead of banging his fist on the table all the time like he did last season. And then I said surprise prediction, Aston Martin will finish all laps, and for the sprint that was true, so I got that correct. But obviously for the Grand Prix they both retired. I kind of guessed that the Grand Prix would be too many laps, but the sprint would be a good amount of laps, and they would be managed to get through. Obviously they were very low down, didn't get any points, but they got through the laps, so that's something to go for, you know. And then I said Ollie Behrman will get points, which was true. He got P8 in the sprint, which is amazing, a point. And then he also obviously got points in the Grand Prix by getting P5. So he's doing amazing at the moment, like I said earlier. Very good, very good. I don't think anyone hates Ollie Behrman. He obviously hasn't been media trained and it's amazing to watch. He's so funny. But yes, I hope he carries on his form because it's nice to see someone who was very much in the midfield last season be more up there, because he beat Max Verstappen in the sprint. Max finished P9, so that was amazing to see, and he was also staying ahead of Max in the race. And then obviously Max unfortunately had his mechanical DNF, which was such a shame to see. If this carries on, I don't think we're going to see Max Verstappen on the grid next year, which is a shame, but I just don't think he likes these regulations and the car isn't good enough for him to like enjoy racing anyway, so it's a shame to see. But yes, at least Isaac Hadja finished this time. I'm very happy for him. And then for pole, so moving on to the Grand Prix now, I said pole would be George Russell, and I was wrong. I didn't expect him to have an issue. When I saw his Mercedes stopped, I was shocked. Hate to say that I was a little bit happy just because I thought it would give a chance to one of the Ferraris to get pole, but obviously Kimi ended up getting pole, which was amazing. First pole converted to first win is amazing. First Grand Prix pole, obviously he's had pole for a sprint race before, and George managed to get P2, lining up on the grid anyway, so it wasn't that big of an issue, but excuse me, it got me excited for a second. Then for win, I said George Russell, which was also wrong. I thought it would be the same as the Australian pole converted to win, with a little bit of like fighting with the Ferraris at the start. And I was right, the Mercedes and Ferraris were fighting at the start, but it's Kimi who came out on top, Kimi who got pole, Kimi who converted that into a win. I hope we don't always see poles being converted to wins, but to be fair, the racing was very boring last year, so at least we're getting some racing in the in the starting laps. Let me have some water because I'm just dying. It's all going wrong. Give me a second. Sorry about that. And then I said second Kimi Antonelli, which is obviously wrong because he was first. Then I said third Charles Leclerc, which was wrong, but it was the other Ferrari. So I got the right vibe of a Mercedes 1-2 and a Ferrari third. I just got the drivers wrong. But it's okay. And then I said there would be a safety car for ESC, and I was correct. There was a safety car. Luckily for Ferraris, made the right strategy call. It didn't do anything differently because they still got a 3-4 like they did in the Australian Grand Prix, but I'm just happy that they made the right strategy call this time, because it means fans aren't being like, oh, you could have got like someone in the top two, which we don't know if they'd made the different strategy call in Australia, if they would have been able to get a driver in the top two. But it was frustrating because everyone could see it was the wrong strategy call, and people get paid a lot of money to make those calls, and the fans can all see that they made the wrong call. It's just a bit frustrating. And my last prediction was that Pierre Gasly would get him the points, and I was correct. He got P6. Very happy for him, and very happy for Franco too, especially after watching Drive to Survive and seeing kind of what a toxic culture they're in. It's nice to see them performing well, and Franco as well, because he hasn't got points with Alpine yet, so it's amazing to see. So talking about Drive to Survive, I made predictions about the season. It's the first video on my page, and I've reacted to my Drive to Survive predictions, which is the last video I posted, so if you guys want to watch that, you can. I won't be posting an F1 video next week because there's no F1 race, so there's no like preview or predictions to do. I was going to do an F1 journal with me video, but seeing as the races in April have been cancelled due to the conflict, I'm just going to wait until after the Japanese Grand Prix and do all of the 3 races, updating my journal at the same time, so you'll see that video in April instead. I might do other videos, like I have some book video ideas. I can do music videos. We'll see what I think of. I probably will post a video next week, but it probably won't be F1. But thank you guys again so much for being here and sticking around. I've had so much fun talking about Formula 1 with you these past couple of races, and I can't wait to spend the rest of the season with you guys. Bye.